Rio Negro, 1949. The gentle hues of the sunrise washed over the town, painting an image of simplicity and peace. But within this tranquil landscape, the world was unknowingly introduced to its future kingpin, Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria. The third of 7 siblings, young Pablo quickly realized the harsh realities of life. While his friends were engrossed in soccer and marbles, Pablo was already plotting. There was that incident with the stolen gravestones, and those counterfeit diplomas he peddled to dreamy-eyed students. To some, it seemed like mischief. To others, early signs of ambition. His mother, Hermilda, always believed in the importance of education and values. She had hoped her beloved son would choose a noble profession, perhaps law. However, as the days progressed, it became apparent that Pablo's understanding of law would be significantly different from her aspirations. The 1970s weren't just about bell-bottoms and rock music. While the world was swaying to the tunes of Led Zeppelin, Pablo was orchestrating a symphony of a different sort. He had stumbled upon white gold, cocaine. With an eye for opportunity and a nose for business, Pablo decided to scale it up. The operation started small. The first shipments were risky, often relying on human mules who'd swallow packets of the drug. It was dangerous, sometimes fatal, but Pablo was undeterred. He expanded, establishing a network of labs hidden deep within Colombia's dense rainforests. These were no ordinary labs. They were fortresses, guarded, secretive, and efficient. As the Medellin cartel grew, so did Pablo's reach. From innovative trafficking routes to building clandestine airstrips in the Bahamas, the cartel exhibited both audacity and ingenuity. They even purchased a fleet of submarines and aircraft to stay ahead in the smuggling game. But it wasn't just the mechanics of smuggling that made Pablo's empire formidable. It was also his ability to manage and motivate his people. From peasants to pilots, from chemists to couriers, everyone was part of the Escobar symphony. The taste of success. And Pablo had a penchant for savoring it in style. Enter Hacienda Nápoles, a sprawling testament to his empire's might. This was no ordinary mansion. It was a universe in itself. Here, guests could witness a surreal world. Flamingos strolling by pristine lakes, kangaroos hopping around, and yes, those famous hippos basking in the sun. However, the hacienda wasn't just a haven for exotic animals. It was also the site for some of Pablo's infamous parties. Legends spoke of festivities that lasted days, with powerful personalities from across the world gracing the events. Music, dance, and a boundless supply of cocaine. These were the hallmarks of an Escobar party. Yet even as he reveled in this opulence, Pablo never forgot his roots. He pumped millions into the city of Medellin, funding housing projects, constructing soccer stadiums, and supporting community initiatives. This duality of a kingpin and a benefactor made him an enigma. To some, he was the Robin Hood of Medellin. To others, a ticking time bomb. Medellin, by the late 1970s, was pulsating with energy. But it wasn't just music or dance. The rhythm was set by Pablo's audacious motto, Plata o Plomo, a simple yet deadly choice. Take a bribe and look the other way or face the wrath of a bullet. Pablo's strategy was straightforward. He believed in an ecosystem where everyone could be part of his narrative, either willingly through bribes or forcefully through threats. It was a formidable system that kept the wheels of his empire turning smoothly. Policemen, politicians, judges, no one was exempt from Escobar's influence. But here's the twist. Even as he spread terror with one hand, with the other, he was crafting a legacy of benevolence. He commissioned the construction of Barrio Pablo Escobar, a neighborhood that provided housing for thousands of the city's homeless. Children ran through the streets named after the man who had given them a second chance at life. And while the world saw a drug lord, these streets echoed with the tales of their savior. As the 80s rolled in, the stakes skyrocketed. Pablo was no longer a mere criminal. He was a force, a phenomenon. His influence was so profound that he even dreamt of holding political office. But as his power grew, so did his list of enemies. The Cali cartel, once allies, now wanted a piece of the pie. Deadly streets wars became the order of the day, turning Medellin into a battleground. Blood was spilled not just in covert alleyways, but also in broad daylight. Car bombs, kidnappings, assassinations. The city was witnessing its darkest chapter. Yet, it wasn't just internal strife that plagued Pablo. The Americans had taken note. The DEA, with its Operation Pegasus, was zeroing in. The pressure was mounting, and cracks began to appear in the Medellin cartel. La Cathedral, prison, or paradise? In a stunning move, perhaps to offset the mounting pressure, Pablo struck a deal. He would surrender and go to prison. But this wasn't just any prison. This was La Cathedral, a luxurious fortress atop a hill built to Pablo's exacting standards. Inside, it was a world apart. Soccer matches during the day, parties by night. There was even a bar, a waterfall, and a sauna. Inmates, more like guests, enjoying their time in a five-star retreat. But whispers began to spread. Rumors that Pablo was still running his empire from behind those walls. And soon, those whispers reached the ears of the government. Amidst tensions and suspicions, Pablo did the unthinkable again. He escaped. The manhunt that ensued was unparalleled. Colombia, in collaboration with the U.S., left no stone unturned. Every resource, every lead, every tip was pursued. Pablo, once the king of a vast empire, was now on the run. He relied on disguises, moved in the shadows, and used every trick in the book to evade capture. But as the days turned into months, it was clear that the net was closing in. December 2nd, 1993. A nondescript house in Medellin. Phone calls were traced, and intelligence pointed to the presence of the elusive kingpin. As bullets rained and smoke filled the air, the world's most wanted man met his dramatic end.